All right, we're back. Making a part 2 video of this. Today I want to talk about critical thinking and why that's really important nowadays in February 2026. So if you're watching this video, I hope you get a lot of value out of this. No charts, no pictures or anything on the screen. Simply just have this as you are going for a walk or commuting to work, on the drive on the way home, whatever it may be. I hope you get a lot of value out of this. Let's start off with the definition of critical thinking, which quick Google said something about the ability to take an objective approach. So be able to take an objective approach of a particular issue and be able to formulate your... Okay, in today's video, we're going to talk about critical thinking and why that's really important in the stage that we're in, February or March now in 2026. And so why, with the AI spaces and with so much noise and cloud around us, doubt, thought processes, our brain's been constantly wired with so much information. Why critical thinking, your ability to think and make your own decisions, is really crucial. And this is not just in the Pokemon space, this is just in life in general. Yeah, so you don't have to be watching this per se, you can just have this on in the background while you're doing some house chores, the dishes, going out for a walk, commuting on your way to work, or coming on the way home. So I just hope you enjoy this and hope you get a lot of value out of it. Yeah, so let's begin. Number one, we want to define what is critical thinking. That's ability to take an objective approach of a particular issue. In this case, we're talking about Pokemon, and make your own decisions. Okay, that is really fundamentally what critical thinking is. Now there's 5 traits or 5 specific things that I want to share with you today that helps you improve your critical thinking. And let's start. Number one is the why. Understanding if you have 2 products right now, the biggest talk is Ascended Heroes or comparing against Prismatic, for example. That's the biggest conversation topics right now. How does the comparison? But let's talk about the why. Okay, why is Prismatic going up? Why has it been so popular? Understanding the core foundations of why, if you're an investor or if you're into this hobby, right? You know it's the evolutions are popular. You know that the market value or the set value of the cards is quite high. It's been holding up over the past 12 months. You know it's been ripped and shipped. You know that every time it comes out on Costco or at MSRP now, your local LGS stores, it gets eaten up, right? So from that reason why, we know that that's going to be popular. And if you understand why lately it's been going up, or why it's actually being kept at this certain low price for all the reprints, and because we haven't had reprints lately, and if you're comparing the sets with Ascended Heroes price going up, we can see that, hey look, it's a no-brainer. If we compare, you know, apples and bananas, you can see that this Prismatic should actually be worth a lot more. So that's just an example, right? So let's go into the next one, which is managing bias. The next one is managing bias. So having an objective thinking approach to this, which is, again, if we use the example of Prismatic, it's like the data is there. The data is there to show you that Prismatic is here to stay. It is popular and is not the same set as previous sets in Scarlet and Violet. The early days, let's just think things like, you know, if you can compare it to Twilight Masquerade or Shroud of Fable and all these other sets, it's premium, right? We know that is one of the top 3 sets in the Scarlet and Violet series. We know that for sure. The data is there. You can't disagree with that. So anyways, going into managing bias, it's more like understanding you're either on this ship or you're off this ship, right? And you just can't say that Prismatic is going down to MSRP or it's being reprinted so much to the ground, and you can't hold that to yourself. You got to be able to let go of that bias if you think that Prismatic ETPs or Prismatic in general is something that's going to be printed to the ground and it's going to come down to MSRP. You just have to accept that. Does that make sense? Anyways, let's go on to number 3. Okay, going to number 3, it is analytical thinking. So with analytical thinking now, it's the ability to think about the problem that's in this case. And let's still continue the example of Prismatic. And so with analytical thinking, it's thinking that, okay, cool. If prices had dropped in December and we had its lowest price, this is the perfect opportunity to buy into it now. It's December, people are away on holidays, people are going away, People are spending their money elsewhere. We're getting a reprint. And so all these factors have to make you think like this is a time to buy in. And just want you to below if you are that person that bought a little bit in. You might have dollar cost average your way through, and that's something great. But if you went high in December, congratulations to you, because you're seeing the rewards of it, or now 2 months, coming into 3 months afterwards. And so having that analysis and having that understanding and approach gets you to take action. And if you took that action again, you would have seen the rewards. So well done. Just want to pause and stop here. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I'm trying to grow the subscription, and so I'd love to grow to up to 50 if you're really enjoying this. I've been doing shorts, but I'm trying to make some longer form content, so I hope you guys are enjoying this. Please subscribe and consider subscribing so this channel can continue to grow. I would really appreciate the support, and for all the followers so far, I really appreciate your support and getting to this point. So let's continue adding some value into this conversation. Okay, the next one is humility. Having your own humility is very important in terms of understanding what kind of position that you're in, and understanding that data always changes. You need to be able to catch up and understand this. You need to understand that cash flow might always be a little bit different. Some weeks might be a little bit tighter than others, and so you need to be able to be in a position to understand that for yourself and make the right decisions. So that humility that you have to have yourself, say, hey, look, I'm just going to pause off this and just see how the market is responding, is really important. Or not buying into this FOMO reaction is really important. So humility and being content with the position that you're in. It can also come down to also selling your products down the track, having like an exit plan that people don't really talk about enough. Like, what is your approach? What is your strategy? Like, how will this come about? It's like that humility and knowing that, hey, IP is going to last longer than both you and I. So eventually this exit strategy is going to need to be enforced one day. So what does that look like? Who does it go to? How do you plan on selling that? Next thing is being skeptical, is the ability to just think to yourself, hey, this could not possibly be the next thing. What if it's not? And that's okay. So for people who make content, for example, saying that Prismatic Evolutions, going that same example, Prismatic Evolutions is the next evolving skies. Well, for me, I think, well, maybe it could be, but in its very own case, it's probably not. It's Prismatic Evolutions. It's it's EV driven with the evolutions. The ETB looks different. The coloring looks different. The reprint's different. All these things, you can't compare it to be exactly like this. And so for people to just make that content and say it's the next evolving skies and that's why you should buy it, it's like, no, there are other reasons behind it. So be skeptical about that when they say that it is the next evolving skies or it's going to be the next product, because we don't know. We've got Ascended Heroes competing with this, and if we use that example, it could be. I'm still in that position where I'm skeptical. Ascended Heroes, could it overtake Prismatic? I'm skeptical, right? I'm thinking it's got some good hits, total set value, very diverse with Gen 1 Pokemon, great ETB, scarce, it's still going to be one of those scarce products early on before the printing supply comes in. So this product will still be scarce down the track. So it's something to be invested in long term, yes. But will it ever take Prismatic Evolutions or be the next best set that overtakes Evolving Skies? Probably not. Probably not. And these are the reasons why. If you think about it from a data approach, from a behavior approach, or an overall just market approach, right, to Pokemon. All right, to wrap up, in Q1 2026, we're in March now, and just to wrap up, there's so much money being poured into Pokemon. So I want to share this video with you today because with everyone finding more about Pokemon, everyone putting in, including myself, because I'm new into this hobby as well. It's like, have these 5 traits with you. Always have these 5 traits. Always consider the big why. Manage your bias. Have some analytical thinking. Have some humility to this, and also be skeptical, because these 5 traits that you'll carry will get you far and beyond in this hobby, but not also in this hobby, but in other aspects of your life as well. So I hope you found some value out of this. Please remember to subscribe and be sure for the next content video that comes up. I appreciate your support. Have a great day.